Yo, mate, what up? Welcome to another Lawn Tip Pod. Join the boys on the job. Lawn Tips Pod, come on.
Right, welcome to podcast episode 5.
Correct.
Yes. We're up number 5. So today we're going to talk about some lawn tips. It's the second day of spring today while we're recording this, so time to get into some stuff for the year. So we've got some questions from you guys on Instagram. I'm going to do secret sound, and we're probably going to run through just a little fun game at the end too that Taylor's brought up for us.
It'll be a bit different.
Nice. Let's get into it. So let's answer some of your guys' questions here on Instagram. I think we had a few from the inbox too on the podcast submission form. So remember, if you want to ask any questions, chuck them on the submission form on the website, contact podcast, and you can submit a question there. But let's run through these questions. They're going to be all pretty spring focused, which is good. Good time of year for it. Let's go to the first question, Tay.
Okay, so the first one is from Sean. I applied a Saloprin granular expecting some rain the following day. It then continued to rain all week. Should I consider reapplying?
We get that one pretty often. We've had a lot of that recently, even with Barricade and Spartan too. If you watered it in and then it rained the following day, you should be okay if it wasn't like super crazy rain. It wasn't flooding. You weren't getting pooling everywhere because the product actually binds to the soil once you water it in. Is there anything else you had to add to
Yeah,
that?
but he didn't water it in. He said
Didn't you
he
water it
waited
in?
for the rain because he was expecting it to come, and then it kept raining.
Okay.
So there would have been wash off.
So there's a chance that he may have lost a little product. Depends. Like if you got 20 mil and there wasn't any pooling,
Yeah, if you're
you'll
free,
be fine.
Yeah, if your soil was free draining, you should be fine because it binds so quickly. But like Ben said, if it starts pooling and it starts running off,
Yeah.
you will have to reapply.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
It's pretty hard this time of year. Well, especially down the coast.
Yeah.
They've had so much rain. It's hard to pick and choose when to do it. I guess you just got to choose a time when it's going to rain, but not like crazy amounts of rain.
A tricky one.
So-
We've had that. I've seen that question daily at the moment.
Yeah.
People asking that
I
because there's
just-
been a lot of rain this year too. This year's been an interesting year. Ton of rain about. It should be a really good spring. Like things are going to be going crazy once the sun comes out properly. But
It's just hard because you don't want to over apply those products as well, like pre-emergent and Acelepryn.
yeah, you don't want to be applying it too often. Say if you did the same with pre-emergent too, and you weren't sure if it binded or not, maybe wait 2 weeks and put it down at half rate. That's what I normally recommend people do, just to cover yourself. Because some of it would have definitely like binded. Is it bound or binded? I think it's
Binded.
bound. I think it's bound.
I'll allow both.
Thanks, mate.
well, you know when you put this stuff on, you try to wash it off your sprayer. It's so hard to wash off. It sticks so well,
Yeah.
and that's what it does in the soil.
Yep, true. Right. Next one from Harley. He says, "Hey guys, loving the podcast. Just a quick question: liquid or granular Acelepryn?"
I prefer liquid because you get a lot more applications out of the bottle. So the rate, it's a different rate, isn't it? Because it's obviously granular and liquid.
Yeah.
So if you bought 100 mils of Acelepryn,
Yep.
at 1.5? 15 mil per
Yep.
100 squares.
Yep.
You're going to cover, what's that in calculations? You know off the top of your head, Ben?
No, I don't know.
It's
But
just-
I do
you're
know
gonna-
that a 10 kilo bag is equivalent to a 100 ml bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, that's
And you
crazy.
technically, it's actually cheaper to get the 100 ml bottle.
Yep.
Which is why people are starting to opt to that. The good thing about liquids too is you can miss areas quite easily if you don't want to spray those areas.
Yeah.
Not that you really, with a Acelepryn doesn't matter as much, but at least it's not going to be flicking all over your paths and everything like it does with the broadcast spreader with the granular version. Plus, obviously, granular version weighs more, so it costs more to ship. So
Yeah.
liquid does seem to be just a lot of a simple option. And you can add other products with it at the same time and spray out.
Yeah, especially if you're going to water those into the soil like your pre-emergence.
Yeah.
Liquids you can, but I prefer to do them separately. So Barricade or Spartan mixed with Acelepryn, perfect.
Yeah.
Do those two.
Yeah. There is a lot more ease in granular though. Like you don't have to fill up your spray tank
And
do all
wash
that
it
and
out.
wash it out. It's just you get it out there, then water it in.
It's true.
So it's sort of like you're paying for the easiness of it.
A lot of but just personal preference in the
Yeah.
end. A lot of
Yeah.
guys do prefer the granular just because they know how to put granular stuff out and they don't really have a sprayer or use liquids. So yeah, it's whatever works. But we personally prefer liquids, don't we?
Yeah. Yep. Next question. Can bow and arrow be applied to a 5-month-old Tiftuff located in Victoria? Quick answer is yes.
Yeah, it can. I mean, you find to use, as soon as your lawn's rooted down, you're pretty fine to use herbicides. Even when you're seeding, people ask that question a lot too. Like, could I put it on a newly seeded lawn? You just always wait until you've done a couple of mows to be really safe, or when it's rooted. So generally around that 3 to 4 week mark, you're going to be fine. Now, if it's with seed, we always recommend put it at half rate to start, because the weed's going to be not that mature anyway. Half rate's going to probably knock most of your weeds that are there, then follow up 2 to 3 weeks later if there's still weeds there at full rate.
What's it say on the bow and arrow label though? It says within 6 weeks of seeding, don't apply.
Yeah, so okay, there you go. So bow and arrow 6 weeks, that's right. And it's the same. It actually, you can't seed after putting it out either.
Yeah,
so that's the problem. If you're looking at overseeding,
it's sort of like a pre-emerge. It's got that 6 week time frame where it hinders growth of new seed.
I've had it work with seed before, but you don't risk it. There's cases where it will actually stop stuff coming up, which is not ideal. But it's not a pre-emergent. It just sort of sits in the soil for a little bit longer.
Okay, next question then. Stop it. What's the best time to do a reno on blue cooch, and any tips? From Jacob Simpson.
Tricky one, because it depends on where you live. But I'm assuming if you've got blue cooch, you're probably up in Queensland
for sure,
or somewhere along those lines. I've seen people blue cooch in New South Wales, but yeah, you're gonna have to wait. Like any warm season grass, really, just wait until your temp's warm enough and it's actively growing. So to be honest, if you're in Queensland, you'd be looking now. You can do a reno as long as you're not getting a ton of rain. But what we generally say is if you add your morning temp, your overnight temp and your day temp, and they equal around that 33 to 35 degrees over about a week period. So say you got a 10 and a 13 degree day like that, and that adds up to 30. Is that right? My math's right?
That's 23.
23 and 10 degrees. Wow, good math.
Wow.
Oh dear, I was never good at maths at school. Anyway, if you get that consistently over 4 to 5, 6 days, then you'd be fine to do a renovation, because you know you're getting those consistent warm temperatures that your lawn will just come back well from a renovation, because you are stressing the lawn out to make it better, because you are scalping it back to get things going. All right, next question from E. McNeely. How exposed does buffalo have to be when leveling? Can I go pretty hard with it?
I think he's talking about the canopy of the leaf coming up above the top dress.
So you probably want a bit of leaf showing with buff.
Yeah, buffalo doesn't have any underground runners, is that right?
Yes, doesn't have any rhizomes.
Yeah.
So stolons, which is the above ground ones.
I wouldn't go crazy scalping because it's only relying on the stolons.
Yep. Yeah, so you always leave that little bit of leaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I wouldn't go crazy heavy either, top dressing.
Yeah, you always try a little bit of leaf pop out. I mean, 10 mil would be the max I'd probably top dress out with buff. I've seen guys go like 20 mil and it took months to come back. It was in shady areas too that I've seen people do it, especially if you've got shade. Don't go too heavy on your top dress. But yeah, just be a little bit more cautious. I've seen guys go crazy with it and it will come back, but you just got months of waiting for your lawn to look nice again.
Yeah. One little quick tip, 1 cube of material per 100 square metres. It's a quick way to think of it if you're ordering sand or
10 mil depth.
Yeah. So a quick little tip.
And make sure you get it in your cube. Don't go by tons, because the sand could be wet one day when they pick it up and they're weighing it. So you always try and get it by cube.
When overseeding, top dress over the seed or better to seed over the top dress? This is from Isaac. So we used to do a fair bit of this with renovations on the company I used to work for, Ecoscape, and I actually found it was better to do it underneath, because a lot of people who are like watering after they've done a renovation aren't watering as much as they should. So having the seed underneath the top dress material makes it more moist.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure your top dress material is not too thick so that seed can push through and doesn't get any choke it out. So
yeah,
that's what I found worked better. And if you want to put some underneath and some on top as well, then you'll get good results.
Yeah, that's what I used to do at home when I was doing the ryegrass. I'd do it underneath. Some would get it in the core holes, and then I'd do a second one over top, then rake it in and roll it. If they're doing like, I don't think anyone would be doing any cooch or kike overseeding, but you do need cooch and kike to be quite not too deep.
Yeah.
So it actually gets quite a lot of heat in it. So you're just going to make sure that you don't bury it too deep too if you're putting some kike seed out or some cooch seed. So in that case, you may need to actually rake it in.
Yeah.
And roll it if you are doing a heavier top dress. But yeah, it depends on the situation, but most of the time, cover it with the top dress so it does retain that moisture and get a better chance to germinate.
For sure.
Such good advice.
Thank you, man.
Okay, here's a golf green one. Corellas rip up our greens in South Australia. What can you do to deter them? Tried it all from Sammy.
Did you try what I tried though? Do you remember?
The Kool-Aid.
Yeah, the Kool-Aid.
Would that work for until it went off the leaf until you cut it?
Basically until I cut it. But it did work. They didn't go. They walked on the green and they flew off. I was watching them down there. So it does work. They don't like the anthranilide or something in there. I can't remember what the active is in it. Anthranilide or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
That might not be the actual name for it. But you can also use mancozeb.
It's thiram.
You can use mancozeb too. They both work.
Yeah, okay.
From what I've been told. I actually have never tried mancozeb.
They just don't like the smell of it. I think that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. But I mean, the problem is too, as soon as you get rain,
Yeah.
you have to reapply it again. So
What are they usually going for though? If there's not grubs or anything in there, are they?
mostly they go for like the starch and stuff in the runners and the leaf.
Yeah.
Like they really like the
Yeah.
sweetness of it. So that's when they're ripping it up.
Yeah, right.
And especially when you start getting, that's why I reckon we're getting it in the green so much, because we're getting some active growth.
Yeah.
And so it's really producing those sugars.
They have slowed down since Josh sprayed the bifenthrin though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have. They definitely have.
That's what I was going to say. Spray that because you might, but guessing since you're a golf course, you would have probably tried that and you would have put out your preventatives and stuff. So
Yeah. We put bifenthrin down not to get rid of the birds, by the way. It was to get rid of some armyworm
yeah.
that was in the green, which
So-
is weird this time of year.
Yeah. So the birds were eating the armyworm. They were in the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm making a mess.
Yeah.
Little
Which the
pests.
armyworm won't actually do any damage,
No,
but the birds were.
The birds were.
which is
They
funny.
do damage. Just they weren't then.
Yeah, wrong time of year.
Right, one here from Mr. James. Does putting Spartan down stop existing paspalum coming up or just stop new growth? So it'll stop like new plants coming up. So like they'll pop up, like they'll germinate from the seed, but as soon as they like germinate, it'll kill them because they're so young. So it sort of works like it is a herbicide, but it's going to sit and bind to the soil and get anything for the next 6 months. But if you've got a mature plant, unfortunately, it's not going to get your mature plant. So that's the bummer about it. Good thing is paspalum's an annual weed, so it should die out over the winter time.
If it's cold enough.
Sometimes it doesn't. If you've got a couple of plants left, like you can pull them out, get one of those little Fiskar weed pullers. It's pretty satisfying, but you're going to have to obviously fill it back in with some soil or something. Or you can paint it with glyphosate. I've done that in the past. Paspalum's a frustrating one.
Yeah.
Yep. So last question here from Zach Hunt. How many hours do you think it took to build the whole green start to finish? This guy.
How many hours? Bro, I couldn't even tell you.
How many weeks was it, like timeline wise? I know you had to stop and start because of the rain, but what was the actual time frame?
It would have been 5 weeks, I think, of like every day doing it.
You had some rain days though, didn't you?
Yeah, but if you include when I dug it out and then I had rain days and then I had to fix drainage problems with it and dig other parts out, then redo the levels of the base of it. Like there's stuff I didn't do on camera. A lot of stuff I didn't do on camera.
So
'cause it was
25
just too
days,
much.
working days.
I reckon 25 working days, yeah.
So what's
Did
that?
some
8
weekend
times
works.
25. You probably did longer days than that.
I reckon I did longer than that, but
That's not
it's because I'd never built it a green myself before too. Like we'd done it on the golf course.
Yeah.
And so I'd watch how they'd done drainage, but we had contractors come in and do it.
Mm.
Like we never actually did it. So, and if you also include all the time me researching and then ordering stuff and then, yeah, it probably would have been,
Yeah. Plus you learning how to drive bobcats and
yeah, because I'd never driven a skiddy before or an excavator or anything like that. So a lot of learning along the way. And then I had to obviously remove material, had to do the irrigation for it. We're doing that around the same time. So 200 hours probably sounds about right.
250 between that.
Yeah, around there somewhere, which is a lot of hours. It was over months though. It's over a long period of time.
One guy as well. That's not multiple
if you
people.
had
So
a lot of people doing it, carting stuff back and forth, you'd probably get it done. On the golf course, they did it in a week,
yeah, probably 2 weeks by the time you.
but they were there every day.
Yeah, true.
And that's a couple of dudes doing it. Big process. Do we miss a question?
well, yeah, we did.
Oh,
What's that
sorry.
one?
Sorry,
But what have
guys.
you done? This one is fairly common too, so we'll knock it out of the park too. Can you still scalp, scarify, and core at Reno time and not top dress
Yeah,
from Lawn Logic?
you definitely can.
Yeah, for sure. It just takes longer to recover.
Yeah, that's all. And you probably, it's not going to hold as much moisture and you're not going to get any levels. But I mean,
If your lawn's pretty level and you're not super keen on top dressing, then it's fine.
yeah, and you can always top dress down the track too.
Yeah.
If you need to. You can top dress your lawn anytime your lawn's actively growing. So, there's no particular timing for that. So go for it.
I got a few questions after we did that on Instagram. They said, why does it take longer to recover? And the reason being is there's no loose soil for those runners to actually creep into. So they've got to go into the old soil. So if you've got loose soil, it'll actually creep sideways quicker.
Yep.
Because they're there to fill into it.
I'd also probably recommend, if you're doing a granular fert, probably doing it before you aerate, because then all of it's going to fall down the holes, isn't it? Is that going to
I always used to do granular fert after top dressing. But if you're not top dressing,
do it before. Yeah.
It'll still get to it because it'll get through the roots.
Yeah,
okay.
You can get down in the core
Okay, right.
holes.
Well, ignore that then.
We will.
It's a good thought,
I
mate.
was just a thought, and I wasn't sure because I haven't really done a renovation without top dressing.
Yeah,
So
I think
some-
I don't know if I ever have either, actually. Have you?
Yeah, I cored my lawn last year, just cored it and cleaned it up.
Oh, okay.
But
yeah, if it
there
is
was
just a core-
areas that took a long time to recover because I did that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, it does just, as you said, allows things to creep a bit easier. Nice. We got through those
that's
questions
it.
quick. Beautiful.
Thanks for the questions, guys.
Yeah, plenty this week.
So this week we're doing Secret Sound again. We've got someone on the line, so we'll shoot to him now and see if he can guess it.
Marvin, how you going?
Good. Thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. Okay, so do you want to give us, we're going to play the sound for you and give us a guess. I think we've got a harder one this week, so we'll see we'll see how we go with it. But do you want to play it, Tay? Did you hear that?
I did hear that, yeah.
Okay, what's your guess?
I have a feeling it's hitting a tee shot with a driver.
Nope.
No, was this our first wrong one? Sorry, Marvin. Sorry, Marvin. No. I don't think we're going to give any clues yet, but
No, not yet.
no. But let's just say you weren't that close, which is kind of crazy.
It's pretty hard.
But you're welcome to guess again next week if you like. If we get no one else, because I think you're the only person that put a request in.
Sounds good, no dramas.
Well, thanks for calling in. Appreciate you.
Easy, thanks for having me.
Right, mate. Have a good one. I can't believe that.
Wow.
We actually have got a good secret sound.
Well, you told us you thought it wasn't that good, but that was after we told you what it was.
That's true. I was a dog in yours. Awesome. Well, if you guys want to have a guess at it, have a guess, because it's actually a hard one by the sound of it.
We'll give it to you again here if you want to have a listen.
Yep. I can understand why I thought it was a tee, like someone hitting a golf shot.
Yeah.
Or like scuffing the grass with the driver.
Yeah, true.
That makes sense.
We did try and make it a bit harder this time though, didn't we?
We did, yes.
So
Yes. Yes. Sorry, Marvin.
good guess though. Okay, so today we're going to do a little bit of a twin telepathy thing. So
Telepathy or telepathy?
you decide.
Okay. Whatever.
I don't know.
Sorry, continue.
Maybe I've just been saying it like that my whole life. It's like that. No, I'm not going to tell that.
Yeah, but no,
That's
what was it? You
embarrassing.
said instead of saying froth, Taylor used to say throth with a TH.
No, froth. Was it froth?
Froth.
Or
I
throth?
used to say
TH.
throth instead of froth.
I think that's a common thing, though. I think a lot of people do that.
Well, then I
Froth.
feels bad, but I got laughed at by Ash. Cheesy.
You're an easy target, mate.
I was such an easy target.
If you say froth with TH, please tell us.
Yeah, who's frothing out there? Who's a frother?
then I'll be your best friend if you do, because I have a bit of trauma from that.
Anyway, continue.
Anyway, we're doing so. I'm going to ask Josh some questions while Ben's got headphones on, and then I'll switch it around and do the same and see if they answer the same.
Oh, right. Do I have headphones on now?
Go for it.
Yes. See you, boys. I'll put some music on. Hold up.
Bye.
So I can't hear.
Okay.
You talk. I can't. See if I can
Hello.
hear.
Can you hear?
Can't hear.
Sweet. I hate that guy. worst boss ever.
Who's better, me or Ben?
You, Josh.
Yeah, thanks, bro. Okay, go.
Okay. So first question, Joshua Sims. Favorite meal Mum cooked when we were kids?
Well, it wasn't tuna mornay. Sorry, Mum. Favorite meal? I'm going to say roast chicken.
Okay. What's the worst house chore?
Oh, doing the dishes because we didn't have a dishwasher when we were younger. Definitely doing the dishes.
Or just in general. It doesn't have to be when you're younger, but dishes. I agree though.
Okay.
Dishes is terrible. What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Hey, Arthur.
That was so good.
That's just what popped in my head.
Favorite video game growing up?
Ooh, Tony Hawk's Underground 1 or 2, I reckon, for me. That won't be the same for Ben. He'll be Zelda.
Oh, he knows. Sausage roll or meat pie?
Sausage roll.
Saucy roll.
Yeah.
Sausage. If your laugh had to sound like an animal, which one would you pick?
That's a random question. What? I have no idea.
Just pick an animal.
Oh, the first thing that popped in my head was a gorilla or something. I don't know. That's not even, like, that would laugh.
Yeah.
That works.
That's actually, not bad. Favorite golf course job, as in like on the golf course?
Ooh. I did like mowing greens. Probably mowing greens.
That is a very satisfying one.
Yeah.
That's it.
Nice.
Thank you. Good job.
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
Thanks.
You done?
Yep.
Nice.
Thanks, mate. What are we listening to?
Oh, no, it's just some guitar.
Okay. Turn it on for me. I'm ready.
Right. You're my favorite boss.
Might
man.
turn it up a bit.
Oh, you said that to Josh too at the
No, I
start. I
didn't.
have no doubt.
I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Are you going to make the same joke you made to me?
Yes.
How did
definitely
they,
said
how
that
did they
at
know?
the
That's
start.
twin telepathy in itself.
Yeah, it is. I always know you.
Okay, let's begin. Benjamin Sims. Favorite meal mum cooked when we were kids?
Favorite meal?
Mm.
Did Josh answer this real quick?
No,
He didn't?
it wasn't. He wasn't crazy quick. He had to think about it.
Favorite meal mum cooked growing up? I have no idea.
Ben doesn't even remember what mum cooked.
I do. I
apparently.
remember what she cooked, but all I can think of is like chicken drumsticks. That's all,
That's all you can
that's all
think
that's
of.
popping in my head.
Oh, come on, man.
I know. Mum used to make some good meals.
How long ago was that now, though? It's like,
I remember when I was a kid, burritos was my favorite, but that was just what it was. Yeah.
fair enough, bruh. Okay, what's the worst house chore?
Washing, like clothes washing.
Okay.
I reckon
What?
I'm different to Josh on that question.
You what?
I'm different to Josh on that one.
You reckon?
Yeah.
What was your favourite TV show growing up?
That's a like kid TV show.
Well, growing up, yeah. Well, whatever. Growing up.
I used to like Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh, yeah. That's a good show, actually.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that one too.
Odd Parents, Fairly Odd Parents.
Favorite video game growing up?
Ocarina of Time.
That's Zelda.
Zelda.
Josh guessed that you would say that.
Yeah, of course you did. What would Josh's? Josh's would have been like some skate game.
The guys listening right now are like, yeah, mate. Okay, sausage roll or meat pie?
Josh would say sausage roll. I say meat pie.
Oh, wow. If your laugh had to sound like an animal,
Chicken.
which one would you pick? A chicken. That was quick.
Yeah.
Favorite golf course job, as in like on the golf.
Hand watering greens. I used to love that job.
Okay, well, that's it, mate.
Oh, I'm done.
We're good. We're done.
Good song, eh?
Yeah, it's real good. No, so guys know I can unlock Ben's Face ID with my face, so we're twins.
Yeah, you can.
They are
Legit
twins.
unlock my phone whenever he wants.
So surprisingly, well, I don't know if it's that surprising. You're different people. The answers weren't that similar.
Was any the same?
I don't know. We'll go through them and you guys can tell each other. Okay, boys. Favorite meal mum cooked when we were kids?
Chicken roast.
A chicken roast. That was a good one. I said, what did I say?
Burritos.
Yeah, burrito.
No,
He
that's
took
pretty-
ages to pick that too.
That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah.
Burritos were a classic. Loved a good burrito. What was the worst house chore?
Dishes. No, you said dishes. I said washing my clothes.
I never had to. Did you have to do that?
We had to do that all the time.
Oh, sometimes, yeah. Doesn't pop in my head though as a worst chore.
Why?
Is that because you had skitties?
Probably.
Because Ben used to, instead of washing his clothes, he hated it this much actually. He used to just buy new clothes instead of washing his clothes.
Oh, shut up.
I did. You
No.
did. I remember when you were at the Optus shop. You
It's not even that. It's not even that bad of a job. You chuck them in the washing machine and put some powder in. It's
You're
not
the
even
one
that-
who said it's the worst.
I
job.
know, but it's not even that bad. But I remember as a kid thinking it was the worst.
Yeah, fair.
You're dissing your own answer.
That's what I'm like. What's
Oh.
next?
What was your favorite TV show growing up?
Hey, Arthur.
Oh, hey, Arthur. Mine was Fairly Odd Parents.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite video game growing up?
I said yours would be a skate game.
Was it right about Zelda?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Was
guys
yours skate?
knew each other.
Skate?
I said underground.
Tony
One of the
Hawk's
undergrounds.
Yeah, underground. Yeah. Yep.
That'd be in my top 10 childhood games. So both of those.
Yeah.
They're both
They were good games.
classics. Sausage roll or meat pie?
You would have said sausage roll. I said meat pie.
Different people.
Yeah, we're different.
Just different blokes.
We are different blokes. They're all different answers.
If your laugh had to sound like an animal, which one would you pick?
I said chicken.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
The Chicken Club.
I said gorilla because I couldn't think of anything else.
Okay.
What even is that?
You're the one who made that
Beating your
noise.
chest.
The last one was favorite golf course job.
I said handwood and greens.
Mowing greens.
Okay.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Well,
Nice.
there you go.
We're
These
very
guys,
different people.
I don't think these guys had one same answer.
It's crazy. We're just different blokes, you know? It's crazy. You wouldn't think we were. We're going to chat about lawn renovations. It's now the season really to start thinking about it if you haven't already done one because you're in Queensland or a warmer climate. But we're going to go a little bit in depth. Going to talk about some of the frequently asked questions we get. Just, spitball.
Let's do it. I'm actually keen.
Just get it done. So reno season. So if you're not sure what a lawn renovation is, it's not like ripping your whole lawn up, like renovating a house. Like a lot of people get confused by that. I know I used to get a comments on my YouTube videos like, that's not a lawn renovation, but that's what we call it here. And I don't know if it's an Australian term because a lot of US guys get confused when I call it a lawn renovation.
All right.
But yeah, it basically involves revitalizing your lawn for the upcoming spring season, basically to relieve compaction from over the winter time and the previous season that you've had. Obviously to help areas that may be like a little bit worn, like from traffic and stuff, to also to repair back and get fixed up. So normally your lawn renovation consists of a couple of different things. What are they, Taylor?
Oh.
Pressure's on.
Usually for above ground thatch, you want to do a scalp.
Yep.
For below ground thatch.
So what's the scalp? What is that?
Scalp? So it's pretty much taking the top off your lawn, like using a mower and putting it down to the lowest setting.
Yep.
And just taking the top right off. So with Kaiku and Cooch and Zoysia,
Yep.
Zoysia as much, you can pretty much take it down to dirt.
You can, yeah. Yep.
Buffalo.
And it's just going to get rid of all that dead organic stuff. So like sometimes you'll see like brown dead leaf there. You're basically just removing all of that stuff to help get oxygen back in there.
And water, because thatch can hold water back from penetrating down into the soil and getting down to the root zone too.
And
So you'll
nutrients.
find you'll be watering a lot more with thatch. Like you'll be like, why do I have to keep watering? Why do I have to keep watering? It's because thatch buildup stops it from getting down further.
And thatch is that like when you walk on your lawn, it's like real spongy and soft. That's what we mean by thatch. Like you'll know it if you haven't. A lot of guys on the coast have buffalo lawns and they're real squishy and spongy. And that's, as you said, stopping water getting in their nutrients, oxygen. So your lawn's just going to struggle.
Yeah. So anyway, buffalo, don't take it down to dirt because it only has above ground runners.
Yes.
But yeah, it's pretty much just taking the top off. And then the next one is the below ground thatch is doing a scarify, which is like verticutting. People call it verticutting.
Yep.
And
So sorry, I'm going to just expand on a tiny bit. So Cooch, soz mate.
That's okay. That's fine.
Cooch, Kike, I just had a thought. Cooch, Kike and Zoysia all have rhizomes, which are below ground runners. And they also have stolons, whereas buffalo doesn't have those rhizomes. It's only got stolons. So that's why you don't tend to do a scarify on buffalo, because you don't really need to remove anything out from the soil level because it doesn't have those rhizomes. So it doesn't build up like what they call the mat and thatch layer down in the soil. So like sometimes you take a plug out of the ground, like on the greens, we used to do it, you get like this real big build up of mat, but that was only above ground, like above the soil level generally.
Yeah, it was virtually all the dead material. Like
all
you
the
said,
dead material that's just broken down over time. But then in saying that, bentgrass has stolons and not rhizomes, but it tends to build up a really, really big mat layer, which you need a scarify to rip that out of there. Whereas buffalo is just a bit more of a sook. You just can't go crazy with it. But yeah, that's the difference between those. So it's always best to find out what your grass type is so you know what renovation you're going to do too. But you talking about scarifying still. What else were you saying along those lines? You do a scarify. After a scarify,
You would probably do an aerate.
yep. So an aeration's with a
Well, you can either do it with a manual one. If you haven't got a massive lawn,
Yep.
like if you live in Sydney and stuff and you just have a small block, then just get a hand one. You can do it like that for a cheaper option. Or you can hire one out from, I think Kennards has one you can usually get. Or
Yep.
you can either call someone and get them to do it for you.
Yeah.
But
An
yeah,
aeration-
it's pretty much just taking mini plugs, small little plugs out of your lawn.
Yep.
Which removes soil, thatch, everything. Pretty much just also to help get nutrients down into the root zone.
Yep.
Air down into the root zone too. That's why it's called an aeration.
and it relieves that bit of compaction
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you don't have to do a reno every single year in a home lawn. A little bit different when you're talking about golf courses and
You
and
also
stadiums.
you
and
also
stuff.
don't have to do all of these. Like you could do an aeration one time, a scalp another time. Like you don't have to do all of them every time. You could do smaller ones every year or
along the way, especially a home lawn. But you do find if you do a full reno every year, it does set you up
Yeah.
for a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good season. And it's quite satisfying getting in there and doing it anyway.
it's just if you don't have the time or the money
Yeah.
sometimes it's easy just to do a small one.
Yeah, I'll definitely do like a height reset every
Yes.
spring.
Yep.
Just to get rid of any of that dead material, and it gets you all that new stuff coming back through.
Yep. And the last thing you do is top dressing, which we touched on a little bit earlier with one of the frequently asked questions, but it's basically to help it, obviously, as Josh was saying, your areas fill back in to level your lawn out. And it also can help a little bit with drainage because if you put sand in instead of soil into your lawn and the sand goes down to those core holes that you removed, that can help with drainage too and get water and nutrients down to the root zone just that little bit quicker too. Now,
If you do have really sandy soils though, like if you're in Western Australia, putting a bit of organic into it is
Yeah.
good because it helps to hold it together and hold a bit of nutrients down there. Organic holds way more nutrients than sand does.
it does,
Yep.
yeah.
So it's definitely probably good to get a 70-30 mix or a 60-40. For a home lawn, that's fine.
Which then 70, so the 70 part of the 70-30 is the sand and the 30% is the organic material. So yeah, you got to pick and choose. Like if you've got a real clay soil, you can go straight sand. If you've got like in between, you go like a 90-10 or an 80-20.
Yeah.
You just got to assess your lawn and see like if it's the super sandy, you want to bring more organics in. Super clay, probably more towards the sand side.
Which is why golf courses a lot of the time feed a lot because they're usually sand and they don't hold much nutrients. You
Yeah,
have
and
to
they-
give them a fair bit.
Chucking liquids out like
Yeah.
every other day. Some places do like every 2 weeks. It depends. Some places do once a month. We used to only do once a month.
Yeah, because of the timing and our budget and
Yeah.
staffing and everything like that.
Yeah, you can't. Not everywhere can do that. We didn't have sand greens anyway.
We had probably had a handful, the new ones that were just constructed, but that's probably 4 out of 20 greens.
Yeah, you always see the sand ones go hungry quicker though, eh?
Yeah, definitely. But they played nicer. Like they were firmer, they drained better.
Mm.
They were better surface.
Yeah, you didn't have as much pooling, or when you got a downpour or rain, you wouldn't have they'd play so much better,
Yeah,
quicker.
less disease,
Yeah.
like a lot less issues. You get so much fusarium in the winter on the clay greens, like it was, and there was a bit of shade to on some of those clay greens, which didn't help.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
was.
But yeah, a lot more problems when you're working with clay, especially on a turf surface. Not too bad in a home lawn. Like my clay lawn in town, like it was crazy clay in Orange. The ryegrass lawn was full of clay and it was fine. I mean, it had problems every now and then with drainage, which was the biggest problem. But yeah, don't ever think that clays, or you can still work with clay as your lawn. But yeah, aeration always did help with mine.
Yeah, well,
And I
mine
put sand in there.
mine's pretty clay, but
Mm.
its pH level is spot on.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
got good organics cut too. Like it's probably got a lot of nutrients in the soil.
exactly.
Which is,
Speaking of pH, before you do your renovation, you could do a pH test actually, because then after the top dress, when you put out granular fertilizer, if that's what you're doing, you can put out amendments as well. Like if you want to raise or lower the pH levels.
I would suggest putting amendments in straight after you core, after that's cleaned up,
Yep, that's true.
because it's going to get into that soil profile a bit more rather
Yep.
than sitting on top and having to water it in a bit more. So it's underneath.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the best time to put that's what I was going to say, to amendments. So
Yeah.
a lot of guys will notice with their clay soils, you put gypsum out.
Yep.
Or if your pH is too low, you put lime out. That's
Yeah,
right, isn't it?
correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
So
And if your pH is too high, Reno's a good time to get a bit of sulfur out. Just because sulfur actually helps bring it down. The thing is, bringing pH down is so much harder. Like it
Yeah.
takes a lot longer to do. So don't expect to move your pH down in one season. It could take you 3 to 4 years. Like it can take a long time. But every little bit you do does help when you get along those lines. Look for fertilizers that are coated in sulfur, or maybe even some liquids that you can apply regularly. They've got sulfur. content in there, or you can even look at some sulfate of ammonia. Just be careful because that will give you a flush of growth too. But you'll notice your lawn will look quite good if you've got high pH and you put out some sulfate of ammonia.
Or you can look at the label on the SDS and can tell you what the pH is of the actual product.
Yeah.
So sometimes you can put down products with lower pH to sort of fight that high pH.
And balance it out a little bit.
Yeah, because if your pH is too high, your actual lawn won't take in some of those nutrients because they get locked up within the soil.
Yeah. It's a whole
Anyway,
new
getting a
world,
bit
all that.
technical here.
Yeah.
Locked up.
We
Sorry,
should
guys.
talk about that one time. It'd be an interesting topic.
Yeah, but that's what Josh is saying. If your pH isn't right, your lawn can't access nutrients that it needs.
Yep.
So you need to get it back in between the 6 and 7 pH range.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a tricky one.
Because you could be fertilizing with stuff and it's not taking it up. It's just a waste of money.
Yep.
But yeah, once you've done your reno, so that's all the steps of the reno. You want to look at putting down, if you haven't already, put down your preventatives like a pre-emergent, like our Barricade and our Spartan, and also an insect preventative like some aceleprine, just to protect you for the season. So say if you're doing an early reno, like in early September, and you haven't put them out after your lawn renovation, protect yourself for the season. Obviously avoid areas that are bare with your pre-emergent because it will stop those areas filling in. And also put out some granular fertilizer to kick that growth back in. So something like our Dominate, I don't know if it's Dominate just here.
I think it's proliferate.
So you want something a little bit higher N around reno season. So our Dominate's got a 28% nitrogen, which really helps like your lawn just kick in with repair. So that's why we recommend Dominate. For the reno season, you can then switch to Proliferate as your maintenance fertilizer if you want to, or you can keep using Dominate throughout the year. Just make sure you stick to slightly lower rates, around 2 kilos per 100, because the nitrogen is a little bit higher in that fertilizer. But Proliferate's also good to set you up leading into the winter time as an autumn fertilizer.
Yeah.
Nice.
The spring bundle has pretty much, we have it
Yeah.
on our website. It's got pretty much everything you need for renovation.
Yeah.
For before and after renovation.
Yep.
If that's something you're looking at and you're like, what do I buy? That has pretty much everything you need.
Everything you need to set you up. The only thing it wouldn't have is our wetting agent.
Yep.
Which you wouldn't need to use until probably more towards November anyway, unless we're having a really, really dry spring. But this year looks to be quite wet.
Yeah. Or it doesn't have a herbicide if your lawn is full of weeds. So if they are full of weeds, spray them out before the renovation so they don't choke out that new growth.
Yep, exactly. And you can start applying liquids like after reno. I probably wait 2 weeks until after reno. Something like our Pure Lawn Tips mix, which has that seaweed in there, which is going to help stimulate some root growth, which you can almost probably apply day after reno, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
Actually, to get more results out with the bit of kelp into the root system. And also the balance would be great to give a bit of boost of overall nutrients too. But even if you just put seaweed down at reno time, like our Seaweed Plus, and then hold off for the balance and mix some more seaweed with it 2 weeks following. Don't worry too much about using our liquid iron, so Iron Plus, just because that's really going to add iron to your soil, to your leaf, to give a bit of a green up. Use that once your lawn's back and you want to give it that pop of colour.
Yeah, because the Dominate does have some iron in it as well.
It does, yeah. We changed the formulation on that about 3 months ago, so that's now got some iron in there to give your lawn a nice pop too, which is good. Like that. Sweet. Well, I think we've covered a lot.
Yeah. If you have any more questions, just email us at help@lawntips.net because we'll give you a little bit of advice.
That's it. That's
If
some
you
help.
have some more specific questions.
You can do it.
No, sweet. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Today's podcast number 5. Next week's number 6. I can count.
If we
believe
get
it
there.
or not.
Again, I might not be there
True. Taylor's wife is due to have a baby.
tomorrow.
She's due tomorrow.
She's due
Oh,
tomorrow.
due date.
Due date is tomorrow.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. Appreciate you.
See you guys.
We'll chat to you next time.
Yo, mate, what up? Welcome to another Lawn Tip Pod. Join the boys on the job. Lawn Tips Pod, come on.